attend the team's media day at Barclays Center Monday because of New York City's COVID-19 protocols, and he declined to discuss his vaccination status or his intentions in dealing with the matter. Last month, New York City's mayor issued an executive order that required New York resident pro athletes that practice or play indoors to show proof of at least one vaccination shot. On the West Coast, Golden State Warriors swingman Andrew Wiggins also not budging with his vaccination status. His request for a religious exemption was denied. Here they both are.
I like to keep that stuff private, man. I'm a human being first, and obviously living in this public sphere, there's just a lot of questions about what's going on in the world of Kyrie, and I think I just would love to just keep that private and handle it the right way with my team and go forward together with a plan. So, obviously I'm not able to be present there today, but that doesn't mean that I'm putting any limits on the future of me being able to join the team. And I just want to keep it that way.
Back is definitely, against the wall. But I'm just going to keep fighting for what I believe, and whether it's one thing or another, get the vaccination or not get a vaccination, who knows? I'm just going to, keep fighting for what I believe, and what I believe is right. What's right to one person isn't right to the other, vice versa.
All right. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar losing patience and expressing a call to action, telling Rolling Stone the NBA should insist that all players and staff are vaccinated or remove them from the team. There is no room for players who are willing to risk the health and lives of their teammates and the staff and fans simply because they are unable to grasp the seriousness of the situation or do the necessary research.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Will here with us now. Stephen A., yeah. I will start with you. Do you agree with Kareem?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm on the record for saying that. Let's understand something here, okay? And I openly admit to Keyshawn and Jay, I'm about to lose my mind over this, because if I hear one more dude talk to me about privacy, two things that gets on my damn nerves about this. Privacy, and I need to do my research. Really? How long has COVID existed?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
It's been 2 years.
Well, 2 years in
what
February.
What the hell do you mean? What have you been doing? If research is that important to you, you had the season stopped March 11th last year because of COVID. Restarted in January. That's 4 months. That's 4 months right there. This is before the vaccine came down. But you had 4 months to do some research. Then after that, there was bubble play from late July to October. Then you had 2 more months before last season happened. And then you had last season that went from December to July. You play basketball for a living. How much time do you need to research? That's number one. Then you got these guys with the privacy thing. Well, listen to this. I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. I don't have a right to look at your medical records and see your medical history. No, I'm not saying that. But if you can contaminate me with COVID,
I need to know.
I do have a right to know.
Fair point.
If you vaccinated or not. I got a right to know that. We're not asking about anything else. We're asking about COVID and COVID only. That's number two. Number three, Andrew Wiggins, even though he could ball, he's the quietest number one overall pick that I've encountered in recent memory. You get paid $31 million. Kyrie, you're getting 35. I will remind everybody, this is the same Kyrie that is a member of the National Basketball Players Association. He's a vice president.
Vice president.
Okay, check this out, Keyshawn. You get hurt before COVID. The season gets canceled. They get ready to re-jumpstart the season in July in the bubble. You encouraging people not to play. You ain't even called the president, Chris Paul, and talked to him about it. You just went out there and said what you had to say and just ignored everybody else. Then you come out, and after being gone, because you didn't play in the bubble, so after being gone from March all the way to December, the season starts up again, and 3 weeks to a month into the season, you take 2 weeks off. You need a break. After 9 months off, and now here you are. Media day shows up. You know where to be found. You see, this is what y'all have to be remembered. You've got coaches, administrators, arena officials,
Referees.
Everybody's been mandated to be vaccinated, but the players, because you haven't reached an agreement with the union. And you standing up here knowing that New York and San Francisco are the two cities that said you don't play unless you vaccinated. You don't go to indoors.
Two cities
and you,
for now.
And you ain't, and for now, and you ain't show up. Kyrie is a superstar. Box office. But if the American public is sitting back and going like this, you know what, he getting on my damn nerves. I'm sick and tired of this dude. We out here, millions of people losing their jobs. People have lost their lives and what have you. And you taking this stance or whatever, hell with it. The NBA is a private industry. I sit up there and look, y'all, you ain't vaccinated, you ain't playing. That would be me. That would be me. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, you know, the privacy issue, I get. I don't really want, unless it affects me, I really don't want to know anything about your personal. I'm just not in your business. None of my business.
None of my business.
Would you want to know if Stephen A. and I weren't vaccinated and you had to come do the show with us without a mask on?
I know you're vaccinated, though.
But I said, would you want to know? Because it's a similar situation.
You're damn right I would want to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I would want to know. But this is what I would say about.
So for teammates, it's fair for them, obviously.
Absolutely.
To know. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. But they know.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
They already know.
Yep.
They know. So what I would say to that is there's consequences in these leagues to guys not being vaccinated. Because one thing the owners will not do, especially like in football, they're not going to lose money. They're not going to forfeit games and cancel games. They're not doing that. That's why all these protocols are put in place. So if anything happens, we're going to remove you. And I understand exactly what Kareem and Stephen A. is saying. If you are affecting the bottom line, which not means your money as a player, but people in the building that work, staff, ushers, things of that nature, you're putting them in harm's way, you need to be removed and put to the side. Now, I can't get into why a person decides to do it and why a person doesn't decide to do it. I'm like, Stephen, hey, you got all day long. You done had a long time to figure it out. If I can figure it out like that, I know damn, and I'm an athlete, I know damn well some of these athletes can figure it out. Because I'm really honestly listening to the dudes with the white suits and the pens in their pocket. That's what I'm listening. Doctors, scientists, people that know.
Not my teammates.
Not my damn teammates.
Epidemiologists.
No.
Let me tell you what one of those doctors, I spoke to him last night, Dr. Leroy Sims, who is the head physician of the entire NBA, was monumental in structuring the bubble. Over 90% of the players in the league are vaccinated. So I know we're talking about Andrew Wiggins or a comment that D'Angelo Russell made or Kyrie Irving, but the majority of the league is vaccinated. Here is where I think, let's talk about across the river here for a second, in Brooklyn. I feel like Sean Marks and Joe Tsai are stuck. You guys say, hey, mandate it. They can't mandate it because it's a union issue. According to the union, when this concept came up in August, it was a non-starter.
Yes. Dead on
So
arrival.
it's unprecedented. There are no, they're trying to put in protocols, but it hasn't been agreed upon yet. So here's why I feel like Sean Marks and Joe Tsai are stuck. Kyrie Irving has already leaked from his camp that says, hey, if I go somewhere else, I'm not playing. I won't play.
That's right.
I'll retire. So think about it. If you're an opposing team, if you're the Cleveland Cavs, you're like, I would love to have Kyrie back on Cleveland, but I can't do that. I can't give up my valuable assets if I know I'm going to get something in return that is not constant, that is volatile like that. So the question comes down to, well, Joe Tsai, what extent can he go to try to get the city of New York to consent in that one particular place over there? I know it's absurd. I know it's crazy. But Joe Tsai has a lot of friends in those positions politically. If you feel like a player is not going to play 41 home games, that's a lot of money to leave on the table. You start looking at those type of options. I'm not saying you do it.
But how is that going to look, that kind of treatment?
That's not going to be good.
But not just that. I will tell you this, and this is where it gets interesting, and this is where the players actually have a point. Kyrie can't play at the Barclays Center based on the current New York mandate, but a visiting player who's unvaccinated can.
Yes.
That's problematic. That is problematic. That makes no sense. And if to me, if I'm Kyrie and I'm Andrew Wiggins, that's the number one argument I have. As a matter of fact, it might be the only argument I have in my defense. The fact that a visiting player who is unvaccinated can come and play in the arena at
Yeah.
the Barclays Center
It feels hypocritical.
or in San Francisco. That is hypocritical. That is an inconsistency that I would illuminate big time. And I would even, despite how
Who
disgusted
dropped
I
the
am,
ball on that, though?
I don't know. Well, I just know that the league rules in the city, city of San Francisco, city of New York, basically said, you reside in New York and you're not vaccinated, you can't play at the Barclays Center. But if you're visiting, then you can. It makes no sense. They gotta address that because Andrew Wiggins and Kyrie Irving have a point with that. My other point is, I'm glad that you brought up the fact that the Brooklyn Nets are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because when people were attacking me when I said last week, you understand what I'm saying, that they would move Kyrie in a heartbeat if KD would let them, okay, I meant it. I ain't shucking and jiving. I'm not wiggling my way around. I'm telling you what the hell I know, okay? Here's the reality. Your point is absolutely on point because that's one element as to why it's close to impossible to move Kyrie because KD don't want that. That's his man. He loves that brother. He don't want him to go the way. And we all love Kyrie as a basketball player because he's marvelous. The other side is Kyrie. He's so eccentric. When he sits up there and says, I might retire, you know, I kind of believe him.
I believe it too.
I believe him. I don't believe he's faking. I mean, he is the kind of person. Well, is he gonna walk away from 30, 35 million this year, 36? He might. He might do that.
He might
Stephen,
do that.
already a gross earning of $126 million he's earned.
But
he's
the
earned.
one thing
He can make.
Last word here, guys.
Double
This
more.
is a great
you
conversation.
make
We do have
a
to get
lot
a
of
break,
money.
though.
You make a lot of money, but when you leave that sport, Jay, as you know, it's hard to come back.
That's right.
And
Well, I
your love
understand
for the game supersedes the money.
Yes.
But you're thinking about it rationally.
Yeah. He ain't
You're thinking
rational.
about it rationally.
He ain't rational.